Okay, now we spent a couple of days with Goose with cross ties in with this panel in front of him. Now we're going to make it. He's doing so good. We're going to add a level of difficulty to it. I'm going to add that buckle. Now he's tied with one. There's no panel in front of him now. He needs to back up. Just like we were doing earlier, working on his cookies and his creeping. I've got the safety line. There. And he's going to stand still. There. And I'm going to watch up and pet him when he's good. But I've got this emergency brake here. He's not allowed to creep out of that. He has to stay where I put him. Yeah. There you go. Now, I'm just going to add this other line, and I'm going to use the same technique. I added the other rope, but I've still got this. He's not allowed to step forward. We're just going to leave him sit there. This is my emergency brake. I'm not trying to set him up to fail. I want him to relax in there. And we still have him for another week or so. A couple weeks. That's anxiety. I don't mind if he does that. But what I want him to do is I want him to problem solve. Yeah. Now, he doesn't get to creep. That's what the emergency brake is for. That horse right there is biting him on the butt. This horse here stuck his head out there in the hallway. Well, this is no different than cross ties in a barn alleyway at a dressage show. He can learn to problem solve. When he's standing good, I'm gonna pet him. Good boy. He's got to back up. He's got to get straight with this emergency brake rope, doesn't he? That old horse is chewing on his butt pretty good. He needs to look at me. He needs to get his butt over straight to me. He needs to relax. Good boy, Goose. There! He moved his butt over. He problem solved. He didn't want that horse chewing on his butt. He just moved his butt over. But he didn't come forward because he knows he can't come through me. And if he wants to chew on them ropes, let him. I'd rather have him interacting with his environment than trying to get away from it. And this old horse over here probably going to pull on him before it's all said and done. But this emergency brake on here, eventually the emergency brake will be laying on the ground right there. Unless I need it, I don't need to even touch it. Now I'm going to walk up to him and pet him. Good boy, Goosey. I'll take my emergency brake back. I don't want him to fail. All he has to do is get better every day. Well, he's already better. He's not spinning around. He's focusing on me to the best of his ability. He needs to take a step back. Those ropes are telling him to back up, and he didn't. So I helped him with my emergency brake. But we taught him how to do this before we ever exposed him to the cross ties. I'm going to step over here and see if he moves his hindquarters to his right. There. Problem solving. He's learning to problem solve. I'm going to pet him. And this is how we're going to get Goose to where he'll stand in them cross ties and not freak out. We're just going to keep chipping away at it. I need to get him relaxed. Good boy, Goosey. Good boy. And he needs to relax. He needs to stay where I put him, mentally, physically, or emotionally. One of these days we'll ask him for a trot, and he needs to stay in that trot until we ask for something else. It's all the same. That's frustration. I'm not going to get personally involved. When he stands still, just like that, I'm going to walk up and pet him and take this off. Now I'm going to take this off. Now I'm going to shake this rope and have him step back a couple steps. Now I'm going to pet him. Good boy, Goosey. And this is how we're going to expose him to the cross ties. And it'll keep getting more and more real as he gets better and better at the beginning. Left and right. He's not allowed to creep on me. Remember? Rule number 1. They're not allowed to touch me unless at any time, but I can touch them anytime I want. But more importantly, in this situation, I'm using rule number 2. They're not allowed to dictate direction or speed. So if I've left him standing still, he needs to stand still. Simple. Anyway, that's Goose's continuing saga with the cross ties. He's doing great. Bye.